The Valdoran war machine had conquered 17 star systems before they encountered the resonance engine. Found drifting in the void near the Helix Nebula, the ancient artifact bore no identifying marks, no signs of its creators. It was simply there, a crystalline sphere the size of a battle cruiser, pulsing with an energy that made their sensors scream. Admiral Kethavar stood before the massive device in the cargo bay of the flagship Dominion's Edge, his forearms crossed in contemplation. The Valdorans had built their empire on superior weaponry, but this could be the key to absolute galactic supremacy. Initial tests, Commander Zrex? Kethavar's gravelly voice echoed through the bay. Zrex consulted his datapad, his scaled hide shifting nervously. The device appears to be some form of sonic weapon, Admiral. Our xenoarchaeologists believe it generates targeted frequency waves that can disrupt molecular bonds. In theory, it could tear apart entire fleets. In theory, Kethavar repeated. And in practice? We've tested it on captured vessels from the Centauri Defense Force. The device activates, generates tremendous energy readings, but... Zrex's crest flattened against his skull. Nothing happens. The target ships remain undamaged. Kethavar's primary eyes narrowed. The Valdorans had spent 3 months trying to unlock the resonance engine's secrets. They'd brought in their finest scientists, their most skilled engineers, even consulted with captured alien specialists from conquered worlds. The device would hum with power, its crystalline surface blazing with light, but it never produced the devastating effects their calculations predicted. Perhaps we're missing something fundamental, suggested Dr. Vexini, the expedition's chief scientist. The frequency modulation algorithms are incredibly complex. Maybe the original creators had some biological or technological advantage we lack. They'd tried everything. Different power sources, various activation sequences, even incorporating technology from other alien races they'd encountered. The Zephyrians had provided their quantum harmonics expertise. The Coran metallurgists had analyzed the crystal matrix. The Synthetic Nexus Collective had processed billions of frequency combinations. All had failed. The breakthrough came from an unexpected source. Chief Engineer Sarah Chen had been aboard the Dominion's Edge for 6 months, part of a cultural exchange program, though everyone knew she was essentially a prisoner. Kept alive because human engineering techniques had proven surprisingly effective at maintaining Valdoran ships. Humans were newer to the galactic stage, their technology primitive by most standards, but they had an uncanny ability to make things work that shouldn't. Sarah had been quietly observing the resonance engine tests from the engineering bay, her duties keeping her close to the artifact's power distribution systems. While the alien scientists focused on the device's exotic technologies, she noticed something else entirely. "Admiral," she said during one particularly frustrating test session. "May I make a suggestion?" Kethavar's mandibles clicked in annoyance. "Human, you understand perhaps 1% of this technology. What could you possibly contribute?" Sarah stepped forward, her small frame dwarfed by the towering Valdorans. "You're right, I don't understand the quantum mechanics or the crystalline matrices. But I know sound." "Sound?" Dr. Vexini's translator rendered her tone as dismissive. "This is far beyond simple acoustics." "Is it, though?" Sarah pulled up a holographic display. "I've been analyzing the energy patterns during activation. The device isn't just generating frequencies, it's trying to create music." The alien scientists exchanged looks that clearly communicated their skepticism. Sarah continued undeterred. "Every frequency burst follows harmonic progressions. Look here." She highlighted patterns in the data. Major sevenths, suspended fourths, diminished chords. The resonance engine isn't a weapon that uses sound. It's an instrument that weaponizes music. Admiral Kethavar was losing patience. "Absurd. Music is merely organized noise for entertainment." "For you, maybe," Sarah said. "But humans have always understood music differently. We don't just hear it, we feel it. It resonates with something deeper than our ears." She gestured to the crystalline sphere. "What if this device requires more than technical knowledge? What if it needs someone who understands the emotional language of music?" The request was so ridiculous that Kethavar almost rejected it immediately. But 3 months of failure had made him desperate. "Very well, human. You have one attempt." Sarah approached the resonance engine with reverence, her hands hovering over the control interfaces. Instead of inputting precise frequency calculations, she closed her eyes and began to hum. A simple melody her grandmother had taught her, passed down through generations of human culture. The device responded immediately. The crystalline surface began to pulse in rhythm with her humming, and Sarah felt something she'd never experienced before. The engine wasn't just creating sound, it was creating emotion given form, turning melody into physical force. She shifted her humming to a minor key, and the test target, a derelict Centauri cruiser, began to vibrate. The metal itself seemed to echo her sadness, the molecular bonds loosening as the ship sang along to her sorrowful tune. "Impossible," breathed Dr. Vexini. Sarah opened her eyes, a smile playing at her lips. Music isn't about technical perfection. It's about connection, about making others feel what you feel. She hummed a triumphant major scale, and the Centauri ship's hull began to resonate so powerfully that it literally sang itself apart, the metal flowing like liquid as harmonics transformed solid matter into pure melody. The Valdoran officers stood in stunned silence as Sarah conducted the resonance engine through a complex piece, part lullaby, part war song, part funeral dirge. The ancient weapon responded to her every emotional nuance, turning her humanity into devastating force. "How?" Admiral Kethavar demanded. Sarah looked at the amazed alien faces surrounding her. "Because whoever built this understood something your empire never learned. The most powerful weapons aren't made of metal or energy. They're made of what connects us to each other: art, emotion, the shared experience of beauty." As the last notes faded and the resonance engine powered down, Sarah realized she'd just given the Valdorans the ultimate weapon, but she'd also shown them something else. That sometimes the most primitive species had the most advanced understanding of what really mattered. The galaxy would never sound the same,